For the 10th time, she brought her fingertips to her shoulder and ran over the smooth skin that bore a small white line from where the dagger had plunged in. Her mother had to be restrained from killing her uncle. Madison found she liked the demon despite the lifelong scar she'd sport because of him. She went from living alone with an old butler to an entire family coming out of the woodwork. Her life had indeed taken a strange turn. They had all went into the martial arts studio with Brian as her shadow. If her mother had wanted to kill Jacqueline, Brian wanted to torture him for the rest of eternity. Every time the two crossed paths, Brian shot him with looks of pure animosity. The group came together like old friends with a noticeable absence of Kennedy. While Madison took pride in the strides she'd made on a personal level, they'd done nothing to find her dearest friend.
You know he's going to freak when he realizes you found a loophole to his decree.
Jacqueline said to her mother.
Oh well, that's what he gets for trying to set up his own granddaughter. What a schmuck.
She replied. Madison smiled as they talked about the grandparents she'd never met. Would they like her? They spoke as if the man she'd met in the basement room couldn't have been anyone but her grandfather, but Madison wasn't entirely sold on the idea.
Vive, you broke about 1,000,000 years of protocol. Be happy he gave her a shot at all.
Screw that, you don't make family fight for their birthright.
You had to, I had to. The power of the ancients doesn't come free.
She could have died. I will not allow her to be harmed because of an archaic ritual that should have ended with the Stone Age.
Her mother paced the floor, the soft click of her heeled boots tapping against the hardwood floor.
Actually, she'd have kicked their ass. I'm no pushover, and she won. She cheated, but she won.
Jacqueline said. His words brought her mother up short.
Where did you learn that move anyway? Good thing Jacqueline doesn't plan on having children anytime soon.
Brian told me to fight dirty. He said a demon couldn't pass up a free shot. Madison said.
While I'm offended, I'll let it pass because he's only known asshole demons.
Her mother replied.
Oh, stuff it, sis. We both know it's spot on. I can't pass it up, and neither can you. We go in for the kill at our prey's weakest moment. I say kudos to my lovely niece for knowing her enemy so well. What I can't understand is the sudden, violent remorse you experienced afterward.
He directed the last comment to her. I had no qualm with you. I just came in and killed you because someone else told me to. I can't be a part of something like that. When I fight an enemy, it will be because I know what they've done and who they've harmed. Never again will I take the life of another because an old man told me I had to do it. Just as she uttered those words, a spark of lightning lit across the room and two demons appeared.
The old man did not tell you to kill his son.
Madison stood in awe of the couple who arrived. Her mother's demon traits had nothing on them. The raw power emanating from their forms sent a tremor of apprehension through her. Though they appeared to be in their mid-60s, Madison knew their age went well beyond her comprehension. Deep rivers of black ink flowed across their bodies, creating an image that took her breath away, each dressed in regal clothing that reminded her of a medieval court.
Father, how dare you put an untried demon in a position to get herself killed?
Vivian snapped as she marched toward them.
Hello, daughter. Go ahead and vent your spleen, but know once you've finished, it will be my turn.
The other half of the couple, the woman, stared at Madison with a softer expression. Her dress didn't even rustle as she made her way to Madison. Without a word spoke between them, the elder female demon reached out and touched Madison's hair.
Hello, young one,
She said after a few silent moments. Are you my grandmother? Madison asked.
I am. Is it true you are half angel?
No, it is. I am not going to be defined as half anything. My name is Madison, and I'm the daughter of Vivian and Uriel. The woman chuckled and asked.
May I see your wings?
Madison's face flushed and the heat spread throughout her from her toes to the roots of her hair. I don't know how. She whispered.
You'll learn. I have often wondered what you looked like. Your mother assumed, as she's prone to do, we're far too unintelligent to know of your birth. I've waited 30 years to hug my one and only grandchild. May I do so now?
Tears threatened her eyes as she choked up. I'd like that. They both opened their arms and took a step forward. Folded in the arms of her grandmother was one of the experiences in her life she'd always wished for. When other children went to their grandparents for the weekend, Madison wondered what it would be like to have someone to visit. After they separated, she asked, If you knew about me, why am I just now meeting you for the first time? Her grandmother smiled.
A demon isn't fully grown until their third decade. It is a mother's right to protect her young until they can survive on their own. Though they usually do it in the same realm of their people.
Enough with the guilt trip, mother. She's here now, isn't she? Where's my hug?
Madison's mother asked.
I've hugged you numerous times in your life, tonight isn't about you. Now come, sit with me, let me look at you. I've never seen such light colouring on one of our people. Your father's genes have done you well. Hello again, Uriel. It is a pleasure to see you as always.
That caught her mother's attention.
You know Uriel.
She asked. Madison's grandfather chuckled as he joined Madison and her grandmother on the settee.
Did you honestly believe I'd leave my own daughter to fend for herself while raising a child people would kill for? We've always been nearby, but left Madison alone until you saw fit to bring her to our attention.
Madison smiled. Her family didn't get any awards for being normal, but the love they shared showed through their actions.
So then why did you make her go on a fool's errand?
Her mother asked like a dog who refused to let go of its bone.
When she's shown at court, all will know that her passage to our world came at a cost which went above and beyond theirs. The members of our society will look upon her with respect, and not as a half-breed to whom they can show contempt. If she'd have had to do one of the normal quests, they would have made her transition to our world a literal hell.
In a weird way, that made sense to Madison, though she had no intention of uprooting her life to reside in some court in hell. I would like to introduce you to my friends, but I'm afraid I don't actually know your names. Madison said.
My name is King Aladdin of the Seventh Circle. This is my wife, Queen Tellin. You, however, may call us whatever you wish. Do you forgive your grandfather for making you take a life?
Madison thought about it for a second, then replied. While I think it was cruel, your heart was in the right place. I didn't actually kill him, so I forgive you. He laughed and wrapped her up in his arms and squeezed her until she wondered if her bones would break. I have grandparents, she whispered against his neck.
I cannot wait to get to know you. Now tell me of the trouble that weighs so heavily on your heart. The light within you refuses to reach your eyes.
Her grandmother said. Some jerk demon named Mastema stole my cousin Kennedy. He's a sadistic freak of nature. Her grandfather nodded and his expression turned solemn.
He is a high-ranking demon. Are you certain she's still alive?
Madison took that opportunity to introduce the other members of her ragtag crew. This is Michael, an archangel. Beside him is Raphael, another archangel. He doesn't say much, but he's a good guy. That black-haired one with a gleam in his eye is Gabriel. He will say anything for a reaction, so please ignore any offensive comment he makes. You know Uriel, and I'd like you to meet Brian. As she said his name, he came out from behind the shadows and stood in full view. Their reaction to Brian made no sense at all. Her grandmother gasped and her eyes bulged wide. Her grandfather let loose a low whistle and appeared just as awestruck as his wife. Brian appeared uncomfortable with their reaction, so he retreated into the shadows that obscured him from view.
He has sent a light bringer to the earth.
Her grandfather asked after he found his voice. A what? Madison asked.
Please, son, I apologize for my reaction. Please join us. I didn't mean to react so obviously, but we haven't seen a light bringer in person before.
Brian took a few tentative steps out of the shadows and stood near Madison, but a few steps away from her grandparents.
What is a light bringer?
He asked.
Oh dear.
Her grandmother whispered.
You were sent here unguided. Did you not have an angel to meet you and explain?
Brian looked thoughtful, then said.
There was an angel, but his body had been so riddled with the black slugs that by the time I met him, his light had extinguished.
You poor soul, so you have no idea what you are.
The look of compassion on her grandmother's face tugged on Madison's heartstrings.
Forgive me.
Michael interjected.
You are certain Brian is a light bringer?
He is the very image of the paintings we have in our grand hall. Did you not notice he is different from your average angel?
Her grandfather asked. Gabriel decided to interject his own 2 cents into the conversation.
Okay, now I've only been an angel for a few thousand years, so forgive me for asking, but what is a light bringer and what does it mean?
Everyone came near the elder demons to listen to what they said in answer to Gabriel's question.
When the tides are turned and humans lay in the balance, God sends one who can do what others cannot. One so strong he can withstand the onslaught of evil and turn it into light.
Madison didn't think that sounded like a very pleasant life. That sounds as if Brian's sole purpose is to lead a battle against the threat to the humans. She didn't like it one bit.
It's so much more than that, child. Your Brian will lead a revolution of light on this plane. He will gather followers to quell the uprising of darkness, though he would need training, and while the angels in this room are strong and pure, they would not be able to teach him the lessons he needs to learn.
Madison fell quiet as she contemplated her grandfather's words. It seemed they'd all came together just as fate intended. When demons took away Brian's guide, fate interfered and gave him the next best thing. When that hadn't been enough to get him where he needed to be, fate delivered her grandparents.
I am Brian Samuel Brinkley, former guardian angel, current member of this group of angels, who protect innocent humans from the demons that threaten their existence.
Raphael stepped forward, and a light shone down upon him that didn't come from any bulb in the room.
The elders have spoken the truth. Brian is the light bringer, and he will lead a grand battle against evil. There is one who can train him, but he must come forth on his own. Only he will know what to do.
Then Raphael took a step back and fell into his usual mode of silence. Madison spoke first. Just what does that mean exactly?
I'm sorry, Madison, but we haven't a clue. Hey, Michael, does that make Brian our new boss?
Gabriel grinned at his own attempt to be funny. Michael smiled and shrugged his shoulder.
I'm pretty sure Lightbringer outranks Archangel any day.
The look of horror on Brian's face made them all laugh, and it broke the tense moment they'd all experienced. Don't worry, Brian, we'll figure this out. We both found out something new today. I'm royalty and you are a trail-blazing man on a mission. Next time I'd rather learn something useful like cancer runs in the family or we're prone to blue eyes and blonde hair. Madison stood and walked to him. She slipped her arm around his waist and leaned against him. None of this defines who we are, it just extends our capabilities. I'm still Madison, you're still Brian, got it? He didn't answer at first, and Madison wondered if he took her light-hearted words the wrong way.
Thank you, I have no wish to be different. I have no desire to stand out in any crowd.
The low timbres of his voice let her know that well of thought ran deep.
We are all different. We are demons, angels, and other freaks of nature in the human realm. Who is the gentleman trying so very hard to pretend he isn't in the room?
Jacqueline asked. Madison turned to the direction her uncle looked and could have smacked herself for her ignorance. I'm so sorry, Detective. Grandmother, grandfather, this is Detective Carl Lambert. He's the human I believe has joined our little group of misfits.
Human.
Her grandfather said, lifting his head and sniffing the air.
There are no humans here.
Now it was Madison's turn to look confused. The detective took a few steps forward and stared at her grandparents with a look of mild amusement.
I always knew demons had a better sense of smell than angels.
Madison didn't understand. She thought the detective had just found out about the supernatural world she'd stumbled on too.
Demons and angels are quite similar, but yes, we do have superior sense of smell. What brings you to this plane, Ramiel?
Her grandfather asked. Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel gasped in unison. The detective walked forward and stood before Brian.
Forgive me, Brian, but I had to know of your heart's path before I made myself known.
Who are you?
Brian demanded.
My name is Carl Lambert. At least that's the name I took for this life. I have been sent to train you. In my other life, I am Ramiel, the angel of hope.